So, one of the prerequisites for living an authentic life is self acceptance. And in this video, we'll be talking about self acceptance. My name is Chiwendu Pisanze, and self acceptance is being at home with yourself, the totality of who you are, accepting yourself, both the good and the not so good about you, the ones we call weaknesses and the ones we call our strengths, accepting everything and being at home with all of them. That is what self acceptance is. So I normally define it as being at home with the totality of who you are. Totality here meaning both your weaknesses and your strengths. So when you have come to that point of self-acceptance, you come into certain level of freedom that comes as a result of that. Because oftentimes we don't even know that our lives is like on how will I put it now? We are always on edge. So accepting yourself totally helps you to come home to yourself and relaxing into who you are. So how do you really accept yourself? For me, one day it just dawned on me that, hey, this is me, Chinwendu. I can't be this person, I can't be this other person, I can only be myself. So I don't know how it happened, but that day I accepted myself fully, and from there I fell in love with myself, and that was it. But then I had already started my inward journey of healing. What I mean by inward journey of healing is what we call personal growth and development. I have already started on that path. I have always been on that path, but I started on it intensively because I had already met my mentor and I have already started the whole mentoring program with him. So I started noticing the way my thoughts, my words, my actions have been keeping me at where I was then and all that. So as I started changing my thought patterns, the way I think and everything, that was when it dawned on me that the way I also see myself is not okay, was not okay then, and I also had to change that. So it was in the process of trying to change the way I see myself to really start seeing myself the way I am. That was when it dawned on me that I have to really accept myself, that I have up to that point rejected, even if not all parts of me, but some parts of me, without knowing that that was what I was doing. So because normally we are not informed about all these things, and then I didn't know what self-acceptance was. I just stumbled on it like that, and when I came to that feeling of being at home with myself, that was when I realized that how it was feeling within me, I just wrote it as self-acceptance. So it was not long I started seeing that people have been talking about it, but I never saw it. That was when it also dawned on me that we normally see information that vibrates at a particular vibratory frequency where we are at a particular time. So most of the things I now know, I didn't know them then. That doesn't mean that I haven't maybe seen them in books, but I didn't recognize them because I was not a vibrational match with them. So that was what happened. So I realized that is the most healthiest thing that ever happened to me, because from there it was easier for me to live myself, because I came into a certain level of freedom I have never had before in my life. I became totally free to live my life, to say things that bothers me and all those things. Like I stopped stopped the fear of rejection, excessive people pleasing and all those things, excessive care of what people think about me. I started losing fear for those things, and I think I became healthier. came into a level of well-being I never knew existed, and continue to live in that reality even now. I came to wholeness being a state of being complete and wanting nothing. So I will still talk about that in subsequent videos. So let's talk about self-acceptance in this one. So what does self-acceptance deprive you of? It does not help you to be grounded in who it does. If you don't accept yourself, you will not really be grounded in who you are. You will always live on edge without even realizing it. It is until you accept yourself that you come to see that, oh, I've really been wasting my energy living this way all this while. So another thing is being able to live who you are, which is the main thing I talk about, living your authentic life. You will not be able to live your authentic life if you don't accept yourself, because not accepting yourself will put you on that place of, you will always be at that place of not trying to please people, you'll always be thinking of what people think about you and all that. Sometimes nobody's really thinking about you, it's all in our minds. So that is one thing that self-acceptance will help you. It will help you start living your authentic life. But not accepting yourself you will not have that freedom to truly be yourself. And the problem is that you won't even know that you're not truly being yourself, because you haven't truly accepted yourself. Another thing is that you will not be really vulnerable. There is that freedom that comes, that helps you to be vulnerable, that you can just do anything, you can be anything you want and all that. So there are, however, factors that you will have to take into consideration when you want to accept yourself, or let me say how to accept yourself, how to come into self-acceptance, how to start practicing self-acceptance. You have to accept your reality. You have to be truthful about your reality. Okay, this is it, this is me, this is my height, this is the shape of my nose, this is my complexion, this is everything. There is nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about the shape of my head. There's nothing I can do about my height. There's nothing I can do, a lot of things about you. Then you just accept it. This is who you are, your value, your worth, and everything. You may not see them until you accept yourself, because you don't get your value out there. Nobody is coming to tell you, oh, you are valuable, you're this. Whatever anybody is coming to tell you will be a confirmation of what you already know about yourself. Now, you are valuable, you are worthy, you are more than enough, but are you able to see it? So this is what self-acceptance helps you to do. It helps you to see this worth, your value, that you are more than enough already, regardless. Even if you don't have the degree, even if you don't have anything, what makes you worthy and valuable does not have anything to do with material things. Or what makes you valuable is simply because you exist, that you are in existence, you are here on planet Earth. That is enough. You are valuable. Don't ever allow anybody to discount your value based on what you have and what you don't have, as is the way the system of the world works. People are judged based on what they have and what they don't have. So they value people based on the money they have, their qualifications they have been able to accumulate and all that. Your value isn't in those things, but those things enhance your value here on earth. But that's not what the primary, or where your value comes from. Your value comes from the fact that you are a divine emanation of God. That's it. So you have to be brutally honest with yourself to tell yourself, oh, this is how I am, and accept that. Then see also how you have been judging yourself, criticizing yourself, and comparing yourself with others. Why most times we don't accept ourselves is because we compare ourselves with certain people we admire, thinking that being that way is the accepted way we should be, or what perfection should be like. So when you compare yourself with people like that, you will always have a part of you will hate and all that. So now come home to yourself. Don't compare yourself with anybody. There is a reason why you are the way you are. What makes you think that that person you're comparing yourself with and admiring really love him or herself? You can't be sure of that. So all you've got is yourself. So take come home to yourself and stop comparing yourself with others. You are valuable. You are more than enough just the way you are. So learn to forgive yourself. If you've made mistakes in the past and it's difficult for you to forgive yourself, to accept yourself, you have to forgive yourself. Now you may not be able to undo what has been done, but you can start on a clean slate. You can start on a fresh note by forgiving yourself. Maybe if there are people you may need to apologize, you apologize to them, then start afresh. But you have to let go of what you can undo. So that is it about forgiving yourself. You have to learn how to forgive yourself first before you can even forgive others. So it's not enough to be able to forgive others. You have to learn how to forgive yourself too. Very, very important. So do not take your inner critic so serious. There is that part of us that is always criticizing us. Your head is like this, or you are not too bright for that kind of thing. You are not brilliant enough for that, and you are not as beautiful as them to go out there and join them. You can't talk like them. You can't you don't carry yourself like them. There are different things that our inner critic can come up with to keep us in our comfort zone and all that. So do not pay attention to it. Otherwise, I would suggest that whenever it begins to present those things to you, it is those things that is saying you shouldn't do it, you should do. As a matter of fact, whenever my own starts suggesting, don't make these videos, people are not watching it, I'll set up my phone and start making a video. Even if it's one person that is able to watch it, and that one person, what I'm trying to say is, even if it's one person that is able to get something from my videos, that's okay. So it's meant for that one person, right? So instead of paying attention to my inner critic, you don't have enough subscribers, you don't do this, you don't have, and that reminds me. So if you have watched this video to this point, why not consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking and this video also, and commenting what you think below about this particular topic and all that. That will give me insight as to the kind of things to talk about and all that. So that is it. So practice self-compassion. Also, whatever you can give to yourself, how can you really give it to another person? So self-compassion is very, very important. Don't always berate yourself so much, especially when you make mistakes and all that. So show yourself some compassion, pat yourself on the shoulder and tell yourself you are doing well, right? So it is not okay, the deed has been done. If there is nothing you can do about it, so don't continue. Stop beating yourself up. It's enough. You've beaten yourself up enough. So it's time to show yourself some compassion. Okay. So the next one is change your. There is a way there are certain expectations of ourselves that when we don't meet, we start beating ourselves up. We start feeling very bad about life and all that. But sometimes it's not about your expectations being met, it's about dancing with life itself. What I mean by that is, okay, you wanted this and it didn't happen that way. Then acceptance of the fact that it didn't happen that way will be the wisest thing to do. That way you are more open to whatever it is that life is trying to bring into your life at that point. But when you start being angry and as to why your expectations did not happen, you may be closing yourself up to maybe bigger things that life is trying to bring into your life. So I call that kind of thing dance with life, because you you are joining your own personal rhythm with the rhythm of life. You are aligning your life with that, with your personal rhythm with the rhythm of life, so that you will always be open to whatever life is bringing into your life. Not that you won't have expectations and all that, but sometimes when that expectation is not met exactly how you want it, so it's not time to begin to cry or beat yourself up or get angry at life. It's time to be more open to see what else life may be preparing to bring into your life, which most times in my own life, I found out that it comes better than I have expected, because in our limited perception, we don't really see the entirety of everything. So sometimes when you surrender, you will see that life will bring that thing that you want, but in a better and simpler manner, or in such a way that you don't have to overwork yourself to have it. So the next thing, if you're trying to accept yourself, will be to practice being here and now. You know that the only moment we have is the moment of now. So when we allow our minds to wander, it is always happening. This is one thing I have been trying to practice, and no matter what I do, my mind always wanders. So but the best thing, my best moments are always the moment that I'm fully present. So practice being, it's a practice, just like exercise. We go to gym to exercise and build our muscles and all that. So practice being here and now, not being in the past or in the future. Wherever your body is, please be in your body, be there, be right there. That is what being here and now means. Because what often happens is that we spend our time worrying about the future or regretting the past and all that, or just our minds wandering up and down, when the actual thing is here and now. Every moment of life we ever experienced we experienced it as the moment of now. So trying to accept yourself, be grateful. Gratitude is everything. Be grateful for the ones that didn't turn out according to how you expected them. Be grateful for just everything. So be grateful for how you are, be grateful for your height, be grateful for everything about your life. It is perfect just the way it is. So be grateful. So that gratitude is one of the most fundamental ways you can accept who you are. You can accept yourself. So affirmations is another big one. So you can develop some affirmations around self-acceptance that can help you, like I am valuable, I am light, I am one with God, I am awesome, you know, I am wise, I am beautiful, you know, I'm handsome, I am intelligent. All those beautiful things that can help you be grounded and accept who you are. So develop beautiful affirmations around self-acceptance. I now take my power back. I now accept myself just the way I am, you know, all those kind of things. So as you continue to affirm them, they will become, remember, whatever you put after your I am, you are teaching your subconscious mind who you truly are, because life gives us who we are, not what we want. So if it is causing a severe issues in your life, maybe you may need to get help with a therapist and all that. So these are some of the ways that you can accept yourself. And as I've already said, that self-acceptance is the best thing that can happen to anybody, because it sets the tone for other things, for falling in love with who you are, for wholeness, for being grounded in who you are, for coming into freedom to just be yourself, like knowing, coming into freedom to know that yourself is valid just the way you are, and being that self. So it's very, very important. Sorry about that. So that is it. That will be all for today, and I will see you in the next video. That will be all for today. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and also share with those you know may need this. Thank you once again, and bye for now. Till I see you again. Bye.